I wonder about a lot of things these days. Here are just a few of them. I wonder why the women's movement excludes women who are anti-abortion. Why is it that women who oppose abortion were specifically uninvited to those recent silly, pointless marches? Doesn't the term pro-choice imply that the people using that term believe that everyone has the right to make a choice as to whether to support abortion or oppose it? Isn't restricting choice to abortion or abortion not really giving anyone a choice at all? And speaking of the women's movement, where are the voices of those women who claim that there is a rape culture in America, which is patently untrue? Those same voices are never heard making the slightest peep about actual rape cultures in Muslim countries where Sharia law is supreme. Where are those voices that call men in the West misogynistic when the most misogynistic goings-on happen on a daily basis in the Muslim world? Islam openly decrees that men are superior to women. They treat Muslim women like property, and beatings of women are common. You can even look up videos of imams explaining how to properly beat your wife on YouTube. And also, why is the left, which is all too quick to attack Christianity and Christians, so unwilling to say anything about Muslims? I mean, they're extremely vocal when it comes to speaking out about Christians and their beliefs. But when it comes to that so-called religion that exhorts its followers to kill those who do not believe in the teachings of the Quran, where are they? Where are the voices decrying the sadistically cruel beatings of children by Muslim teachers in places like Pakistan, just to name one? And again, video proof of these beatings, this child abuse, that's all it could be called, are available on YouTube and elsewhere on the internet. Where are the protests against the rape of children by Muslim men, a practice which they have brought to the West from their own backwards, barbaric countries of origin? And why do the governments and courts of Great Britain, Germany, Sweden, and more Western countries refuse to punish these Muslim child rapists as they would a native-born non-Muslim? Last year, a German judge actually said that a Muslim refugee who raped a young boy in a pool probably did not know that the boy did not want to be raped. What? How stupid can you be? Jeez. I also wonder why the left is so willing to make fun of the Mormons because of their belief about the claims of Joseph Smith that an archangel came to him and dictated the Book of Mormon. Yet, they will not treat the Muslims the same, even though Muhammad claimed that an archangel came to him and dictated him the Quran. Why the double standard? After all, Mormons are not killing anyone because they make fun of the Mormon religion. Yet, followers of Islam will go crazy and go out of their way to want to kill anyone who pokes fun at Islam. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park, wrote a play that has been a success for several years now, The Book of Mormon. It's a satire that does nothing but poke fun at Mormons and Mormonism. They are still alive and well, and to my knowledge have received no death threats from the Mormon community. However, Parker and Stone some years ago made a South Park episode depicting, momentarily, Muhammad, which Comedy Central, having no guts, censored so that Muhammad was not shown. Muhammad was supposedly wearing a bear outfit, which prevented him from being depicted. Even so, since then, that was enough. There's been a fatwa, or a death order, on the founders of South Park, simply because they even thought about depicting Muhammad. Islamists basically want to do to Parker and Stone what they did to the staff of Charlie Hebdo, which, you may recall, dared publish some cartoons depicting the so-called Prophet Muhammad. They want to slaughter them. In fact, Muslims are more than ready to kill people who don't poke fun at Islam, simply because the people in question are not Muslims. Going back to the Mormons, they're very easygoing people, very happy overall as far as appearances go. They seem to me to be a very optimistic group of people. On the other hand, many Muslims seem very miserable. Then again, if you had to live under Sharia all your life, you might also be miserable. Rather than being happy, Muslims seem, for the most part, unhappy most of the time. Their attitude is so pessimistic, they could be at the forefront of blues music, if they were allowed to listen and play or sing any music that is not Islam related. I also wonder how come gays are not saying anything about how Islam causes gays in Muslim countries to be thrown off rooftops when they are discovered. You would think that such a practice, common in the Muslim world, would bring some kind of protest by gays in the free world. But oddly, gays, who are usually pretty vocal against straight people here in the West, are very silent on this particular persecution of their own. A real persecution, one that has fatal consequences. Finally, I wonder why it is that Western leftists choose to ally themselves with and collaborate with an alleged religion whose so-called morality is in direct opposition to the morality that has developed in the West and in the non-Muslim East, whether religious or secular. If the same acts committed by Muslims were committed by non-Muslims, the perpetrators would be jailed and prosecuted. But Muslims seem to get a pass. The defenders of this double standard claim relativism as a defense. But in my view, relativism is bullshit. The truth is, some things, some cultures, some customs are superior to and more moral than others, which means that the others are inferior and immoral, not to mention savagely barbaric, as in the case of Islam and Sharia. And when I wonder why more people aren't voicing this, I realize political correctness is destroying Western morality and civilization and guts. Political correctness should be done away with. The idiots who stand by and allow this are no better than the murderous assholes who make up ISIS. I sometimes wonder how these non-Muslims in the West can sleep at night, knowing that they are betraying their country and their culture, and their families even.